Good morning. It is a Thursday. Thank you, Jesus, for the day. Let's get into the video. Today we're starting a new series, a new kitchen remodel. I think we're going to name it Alabaster Kitchen Remodel because that's the color from Sherwin-Williams that this client's going with. Today I'm going to start building the face frames. CNC's going to start cutting out the cabinet shells, and then maybe we'll even start cutting out the drawer boxes and side panels, and we'll just see what we get into today. So it's going to be busy today. The CNC is cutting out our next set of cabinets for our next kitchen remodel. It's an Alabaster Kitchen Remodel. The whole kitchen is going to be made from beech material, and it is going to be sprayed in our spray booth, sent through our oven, and it's a color called Alabaster. Here cutting out my side panels for these custom Alabaster cabinets. I have this ripped down to rough size. Now I'm going to finish it off. There we go. Come back down to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Jacob's just double checking them. He has all the drawer box material cut out. So that way that's done. Then we're gonna start building all the face frames. Ready to rip down our beech material to rough width. So that way Jacob can chop it, and then we'll get it sent through the vertical belt sander. Get down the final width. Let's move. Perfect. We got all of our face frames sanded down to the exact thickness. Craig jig machine set up to pocket screw or make our pocket holes into our face frames here for the Alabaster Kitchen Remodel. 13/16 material. There's settings for 1/2 inch, 3/4 or 1.5. I just take the 3/4 and I set it back a hair. For the 13/16 thick material, turns out super nice. We only do the tops and the bottoms, obviously. The left and the right hand side pieces don't get pocket holes. This beech material is dense, very dense. Even letting it rev up, it doesn't love it. And this is a new bit too, or a decently new bit, so. But that's all good. I have 8 of the cabinets done. I think there's 10 more to do. Let it rev up. Put our holes in. I'm going to show you guys something here in a minute. On the wider pieces, I can push the Craigs in a little bit, leave a little bit more space on the outside. But on the 1.5 inch pieces, obviously we don't have that luxury. So the Craigs are towards the outside and there's no space on the inside. It works out well though. It's just, you have to make sure you're lined up perfectly or you'll blow it out. So if you don't want to do that, there, 9 done. How many more left do we have? 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left to do. Keep cooking on this, and then Jacob will be back. We'll start putting these face frames together. All of our face frame material is now Craig jigged, both sides. Been building face frames for a little while. A bunch of the uppers are done. Some of the lowers are done. How's it going over here? Coming along. Talking about spam calls. Get a lot of spam calls. Every day. Got that glue in the seam. Line it up perfectly. Clamp it when I like it, right there. Take me 1.25 inches. Go on the inside. Really locks it in. Then I'll take a 1 inch on the outside so it doesn't blow out all of the end grain. Declamp. And I'll do my bottom piece here. Make sure it looks good. Glue it. And rinse and repeat it here. This is going to be a drawer stack. I gave Jakey all the uppers because they're the easy ones. Isn't that right?
That's good.
Nah, it's because that way then he can fly through them. And then I can go slower on the lowers. There's just more more rails. That one's in. Get some glue. Right here. And then make sure it's perfect. Clamp. 1.25 inches on the inside so that seam gets locked in tight. And go back with 1 inch. Could use all inch, but I like that 1.25 inches because it really locks it. Now I need to find my heights here. Should just cut me a spacer block, but I'm too lazy to right now to walk over there and do that. Top one's 5. Give me a 4-inch tall drawer box. And the rest of them should be 6s, which will give me a 5-inch tall drawer box. There we go. Clamp, double check, double screw with the 1.25 inches because it's not going into ingrain. I got the big boy drill. Jakey got the little drill. He's got the big drill over there too. It's just the... Yeah, you got the angular drill. Got the angular. See if it's all going to come out correct. I think it will here. There we go. Lock it in. My pencil just took a nosedive. Let's clamp that in now. Double check. Yep. Double screw. That drill is like elite. You can use a short bit based on how it works. You can get it right in there. Where the regular drill you have to use the longer bit. So you gotta be careful that you don't like overextend. Snap the bit off or hurt yourself, which I've done before. It's not great. See what that is here. Pretty much perfect there. Perfect there. Okay. Screw it in. This definitely has more power though, but it does have a bigger battery. So now we rinse and repeat it on this side. And then we have Lazy Susan, a lower, Lazy Susan, lower, upper. Then we have a big one that we have to sand before we can put together because it's too wide to fit through the vertical belt sander. We have all of our face frames together now. Made out of beechwood, 13/16 thick. We're gonna take them over once we double check them to the vertical belt sander and get them down to 3/4 inch thick. Then we'll bring them back over here and palm sand them.
Sand them again.
Jacob and I are vertical belt sanding all of our beech face frames for this Alabaster Kitchen Remodel. Going from 13/16 thick, 3/4 inch thick. Almost done here. We have a few more passes to do on 80 and then a few more passes to do on 150 grit. And then these will be ready to get palm sanded. They've already been double checked. So that's done. But the palm sanding takes the longest. We just want to make sure everything's perfect, everything's cleaned up before they go to the spray booth over there and get sent through the oven, covered in our product that is tinted Alabaster. Jake and I have a bunch of our face frames over there sanded. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. I think there's 18 cabinets, so we're 2/3 of the way done. Trying to get this done here before Jacob leaves. And then it's nice because we have all the drawer boxes cut out and the bottoms. They need dovetailed and put together, but those are cut out. The skin side panels are cut out and face frames will be done. So the skins and the face frames can get sprayed tomorrow, which will be good. We got that grate. And then tomorrow I have to measure, but I can be doing shelving and drawer boxes this weekend. And some tomorrow too. We're just using 150 grit, getting all of the grain knocked down, make sure everything's nice and flush, cleaned up, no saw marks, no nothing. That looks not great. So when they go to spray them in the spray booth and get sent to the oven, everything just comes out perfect, or as perfect as humanly possible. Able to get all the face frames completed, all the skin side panels completed, and all the drawer boxes cut out, bottoms, tops, sides, everything. Today we're starting to put on our Alabaster face frames onto our cabinets. I'm over there dadoing them out, and Jacob's here screwing them together. How are they coming?
Coming together good.
Screwing in well.
A lot more to go.
3 down, like 15 more to go. I'm gonna line my fence up with a 1/2 inch that I have marked down here. Then I'll run this at a 1/2 inch, and the reason why this side's a 1/2 inch and this side's a 1/4 inch for our dados is this side's getting a side panel that'll eat up that extra 1/4 of an inch. I like to run it through twice just to make sure that it came out okay, and now we're going to do a little test fit, see if it fits, and it does. It's not too tight, but it's definitely snug, so that's what we're looking for. Once the glue goes on and the screws, it'll be perfect. All of my face frames dadoed out, and Jacob's putting them all on now. What I'm on to is putting our Lazy Susan face frames together. 12 3/4 that way, making sure they measure out correctly here. 12 and, if I can hook my tape measure, 12 3/4, okay. I have a right angle clamp on here, holding it perfectly flush, perfectly in line. What I'm going to do, sink it down a little bit. I'm going to put a brad nail. Make sure we're still perfect, we are. That way when I go to screw these together, they don't move on me, even though I have the clamps. Sometimes it still likes to move a little bit. There we go, that should be fine. I'm using 1 1/4 fine threads. Oh, that clamp's in my way. Well, it should be clamped up enough now between the brads and the one screw. Should be able to just unscrew that guy. Screw this in here. Nice and slow. I think the brad nail's kind of in my way here, which is annoying as you know what, but it'll be fine. There we go. I think that'll work well. How does it look on the front? It looks really good on the front. Okay. Now we need to do the same thing this time down here. Clamp me on. Clamp it on. Nice and tight, preferably. There we go. Pull it this way a little bit more, I think. That matches there, and that matches there. Height, we're fine. Okay, let's put a brad. Another brad. Okay, that all feels good. I used to do this before we sprayed them, but sucked it in good. Kind of a pain in the butt to spray these when they're like this. They're kind of loosey-goosey on the carts. So now I just do it afterwards. It's kind of more of a pain in the butt for me, but it helps the other guys when they're spraying them, so. There we go, that closed up. Oh my goodness, thank goodness we send these through the oven. Okay, perfect. That looks phenomenal now. Let's just double check our measurement from the front. 12, 12, 12, 12. Okay, now, in theory, these should, and you have to kind of work with these a little bit because they're kind of a pain in the butt. But essentially, these will go on to our Lazy Susans. They're kind of, again, they're kind of a pain in the butt because, oh yeah, this is the number 11, isn't it? This one needs to go over there. So this one needs to come here. There we go. And essentially it'll seat in just like that. And then I'll get the bottom all lined up and everything, but that's essentially how it'll go, just like that. Now I need to put this one together, or dado it out, put it together, and then put both of these on. I'm going to do now for this Lazy Susan, it comes with, the CNC comes with toe kick parts here, which is nice, obviously. But it doesn't come for a way to like attach the toe kick parts well. So we devised a method for that. It's kind of a pain in the butt, quite honestly, but it works. So we're gonna keep on doing it. Get all the tools that we own for a simple task, and then I'm gonna get this glued right here. Spread it out. Use an 1¼ brads to make sure it's secured well. This is just our sub toe kick. Get it lined up. And I want it sturdy so that way when we nail our finished toe kick, it just creates no issues. We're just able to nail and be done with it. So, make sure I get my fingers out of the way. Tap that in. There we go. Okay. Next step, just gonna double check. Yep. Yep. So this should go. Yep. And yep, I believe so. I don't think it should go like this. No, definitely not. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna try to dribble in a bunch of glue right down in here. Perfect. Come around yonder here. Nail the piece to it without nailing my finger, hopefully. Perfect. Okay, love that. Now, as you can see, technically we could be done, but the piece can raise up and down. The weight of the cabinet would hold it, I suppose, so it wouldn't really matter. What do you need? Oh, the glue? Still the glue. But what I'm going to do here to make sure we're solid, I'm going to get a little pilot hole. But I don't like using the brad nails to nail these boards in. I like using screws. Am I able to steal 2 screws? It's going to be close, isn't it? Going to be close on those. I might just... Is that the last one?
Yeah. Right on the corner.
Besides the corner. We're going to be close on screws, so I'm going to use a little different screw, I think. There we go. Move that up there, move that down there. Okay. Using 1 inch so they don't pop through onto the inside of the Lazy Susan. But I countersunk them because Two reasons. This material is 3/4, and I want the screw to go in a little deeper. And two, when I put my next blocks on, these are just scrap material, I want them to sit flat. That way I'm able to now brad nail these blocks to end up being able to push this toe kick down an angle and shoot. And now, super sturdy. Can't go anywhere, can't flop around or move. I don't think it would, quite honestly. Super Susans are super heavy, so it would hold it down. And these are just scrap material, but that way then I know for a fact the toe kick is supported. Kind of crazily, but well. So those guys are done. Solid and big. We have this cabinet, which I can't stand doing. That's the last real face rim I think we have to do. Jacob hopefully will have enough screws to put these on. I don't think he will, but he might. Okay. Sweet. Once that's done, Brandon's cutting the bottom panels for all of our uppers so we can hide all of our Craig jigs. We'll contact cement those on. We'll double check everything, double check the shelves, and get these cabinets over there. I just finished putting all of our lower skins on to hide all of our pocket screws that we drilled out with our Craig jig machine. Now what I'm doing is I'm packing out our microwave cabinet. And I get a lot of hate in the comments for this. But I think it's the correct thing to do. Make it 1.5 inches thick, so that way it helps support the weight of the microwave. Because the cabinet's what's supporting the microwave. I also like it flush so the microwave can't tilt or do something stupid. So once this piece, I just contact cemented it. I'll put more contact cement, I'll contact cement this, and then I'll brad nail it all together. That way it's like a sandwich. And I'll use some color matched putty, so you'll never see the holes. The microwave will hide it as well. So really don't even need to use the putty, but I'm going to. And then when Jacob gets back, we're gonna double check all the measurements on all these uppers. We've already done that on the lowers that are over there. We'll double check all the shelves. We'll work on that corner cabinet. And then Brandon's gonna start cutting out this kind of weird filler situation for that pantry and fridge right there. So we'll figure that out here. We'll just keep on trucking. I think we're also going to try to make our pan divider, put that inside of our custom cabinet. So that'll be fun as well. Next task is to build our pan divider that pulls out. So I'm putting a subboard in so that way I'm able to nail my top board, nail my bottom board, and then I can put our tray or our divider in that pulls out in case the customer doesn't want it in there anymore. The reason why we do the pull out is because we had a customer who wanted a pan divider, and then a little ways down the road they didn't want it anymore, and it was all nailed in and it couldn't come out, and it was terrible to get out. They just wanted shelves in there. So now I just make them easily able to pull out. In worst case, we could drill new shelf holes for the client, make them new shelves, and make it super easy. So I'm gonna get this all screwed in with the pocket screws by Craig Jig, and then Jacob's edge banding our other boards that'll go right here, and then our middle board, I'll cut a dado in those boards, and the middle board will be able to slide in and out easily. Huh? No, I don't want my helmet. I really think without this Milwaukee drill driver, it would be semi-impossible. Perfect. All right, the sub board is done. Plumb level, measures out correctly. Those two boards will go here and here, but I need to cut my dado notch first. Super dusty in there, but we have our sub board right here, and that allowed me to nail this board into it. I'm gonna use some color match putty just to color that, or just hide those brad nails. But I got my dado notch on the top, and then on the bottom I did the same thing. Dado notch, we edge band it, nailed it in. I'll just fill those nail holes in with a little color match putty. And now what Jacob's doing is he's cutting our middle board. That'll be the divider for the pans, and it can be pulled out or put back or whatever. So if the client wants it or doesn't, it's easily removable. And then once we know it fits, he'll just edge band it, and the pan divider cabinet will be done. And then I think what we'll do is we'll move on to the corner cabinet. I'm working on the upper corner cabinet, and it actually worked out really easy this time because I've been tweaking it and manipulating the math for a while now to try to get to this point. And I think we're at the point where I was able to cut it once and it worked out. So I think it's gonna be nice. That's how I'm going to attach the sides. I did that last time and it worked out well. Yeah, because I didn't brad nail it and like have it pop through or something completely dumb.
Probably the small flat side can get there.
Okay, I feel pretty good. Pretty much flush. And I'll lift this a little bit. Not great. There we go. Yeah, look at those. These screws are like the hometown hero.
Yeah. I would have thought they were gonna pop this up way more.
Nah, it's because Papa put the Craig jig right. We got me one more. Nope, right behind you. He didn't just let you do it, you know?
Always a good idea.
Nah, I tightened it.
Tighten it to hell.
Oh, with the screw gun. And it didn't move one bit. Don't love that. Pull that back. Okay, now, next. Will you flip it over? Can you flip it while I grab more screws? Yeah, I want the top to be able to... Right there is actually fine how that is. Now, we screw in the top, then we'll screw in the sides. Okay, so we need to go this way. Something like that. If I can get a screw in it, make me very happy. Yep. And then another screw. I think we're into the Craig jig. That's why I put so many of them here. There, that tightened it. We're good to go right there. Okay, now, yeah, just push it straight up. There we go. What we're gonna do here, will you hand me those two things? Yep. The screw's gonna pop out, but I can clean it up. No. Oh, I was like, that was the first one I grabbed. It was a door screw. I was like, no. So now, so what I did last time, the screw did pop through. But I was able. Yep, I was just able to clean that up with the multi-tool, and this worked out perfect because it's super secure and the brad nails don't pop through. If that, oh, I don't love that though. Let's come in here a little bit more here, Tyler. Come on. There.
Yeah, it's nice and
Right there. Yep. Perfect. Well, you go get that multi-tool. I'll just clean them up right now. There's no like great way. I do have the Craigs right here, but there's no great way to really Craig it. So this is how I've been doing it. Aside from the part that the nails technically pop through there, or not the nails, the screws, I really like it because the inside is perfectly clean and it's like super tight. So it works well for us. Everything is secure and everything looks great. Whoa! Now we'll just... Maybe not. I don't really like this multi-tool, if I'm being honest about it. I like my multi-tool.
Give me the wrong battery.
Well, I want it to like stop being so crazy. There we go. Perfect. This guy is now pretty much completed besides our bottom panel. Jacob, you can check the shelves right now. Take that over there, and then we might be able to start measuring for doors. All of the cabinets are now completed. Jacob and Brandon are screwing in the drawer boxes. Look at that man work. I'm going to start measuring for all the doors, and then I may even start putting on the side panels here later tonight. I have everything labeled, all of my hinges. I just need to go through and make sure I measure everything correctly. Brandon and Jacob just left for the day, but we got all the cabinets measured, double checked, built, all of the skin side panels on, and I got all of the doors measured. We even got the brackets in for all of our custom built dovetailed drawer boxes. Just installed all of our orange clips here, the locking devices for our Bloom undermount tandem slides. I remmed out, rem helped. Now I need to get these boxes clear coated 3 times, sent through the oven ASAP, so I'm able to get these boxes into those cabinets, because I think Brandon and Carl are going to start installing. So get these clear coated. I do have to go pick up a few things from our distributor, some slides and hinges, and then once I get back I'll finish these and get them put into the cabinets. First coat of clear coat is on and the boxes are in the oven. Pull the drawer boxes out of the oven, and I'm in the middle of sanding them with some 400 grit sandpaper, just making sure I get everything super smooth before I put the third coat of clear coat onto these drawer boxes. Got back from our distributor, got all of our slides, got a bunch more of our hinges. So now I'm going to start putting all the slides in so I can put all of our drawer boxes in to our cabinets. I have all of the drawer boxes installed now. They're all full extension, 5/8 inch thick, clear coated 3 times, dovetailed, can hold up to 100 pounds fully extended, and they also are soft close. So that job is completed. Next thing I need to do is start building the doors for this Alabaster Kitchen Remodel. I have all my parts now cut, coped, stick, sanded down, everything's good to go there. And I've started cutting out my panels. I have most of the uppers, the widths cut, so now I need to start cutting them down to the size for the height. One nice thing about the MDF is we don't have to worry about the grain. There is no grain, so it saves a lot from material. So there's those two, nice and cut. Make sure we're 18 3/8, 34. Come on, brother. There we go. 18 3/8, 34. So 18 3/8, 34, 18 3/8, 34. That's number 10 and number 11. There we go. Then we'll get these over here and get them ready to get sanded through the vertical belt sander. We do that so reduces the thickness a tad, so we don't get the bridging of the paint between our Shaker 45 profile and the MDF panel, because that's when the door needs to breathe a little bit. And when it does that, that's why we don't like gluing our panels, because the door needs to breathe. 5 and 7 by 34, 90. Door needs to breathe and move because it's real wood. We don't want it to bust the door apart. We don't want it to crack the paint out. So I we sand these down a tad. Like, I don't know if it's even a 16th. I think it's like about a 32nd that we sand down, and it just gives a better product. That's what we find, at least in our area. Don't know if that's the case for your area though. This will be 9 3/4, 34, 10 3/16 by 34. So 10 3/16 by 34 is number 8. 8D. That was the bigger one, yes. 9 3/4 by 34. That's 7D. We're able to write on this because again it's MDF and it's all going to get sanded down. So I need to finish cutting these, and then I have a bunch more to cut out. And then once that's done, I'll take these to the vertical belt sander. We'll get about a 32nd of an inch of thickness out of there. And we start putting all these Shaker 45 doors together for our white oak kitchen remodel. Over here, getting ready to sand down our panels. Again, we're just gonna take about a 32nd off. That way the paint or the product we use isn't able to bridge. We don't want that to bridge. So we want a nice little gap so the door can breathe. And everything will be perfect for the client, durability wise at least. Try to get these sanded as quickly as possible so I can start putting these doors together. Jacob's finishing taping, so he's doing a really good job over there. He's gonna come back and get his van ready for tomorrow and then help me start putting these together. And Carl and Brandon are doing well on the install. Brandon came back and got most of the lowers. I think there's 2 more lowers that are still here that we'll grab tomorrow. I need to try to finish these doors today and get a lot of that trim sprayed. So it's going to be a decently long night here. Not sure how much I'll film, but try to do as much as possible here. So that way tomorrow I'm able to go and start installing the crown molding at the White Oak, or not White Oak, holy smokes, that was the last job. That's the Alabaster Kitchen Remodel. We're doing good here. Not binding the machine up, so that's good. And the dust collection is doing its job. Because MDF creates so much dust. We have a lot of suction on that, but the MDF just creates a lot of dust. So it's not getting airborne, so that's good at least. But I'm going to keep sanding this. Probably finish this pass and do 2 more small passes. And then once that's completed, I'll start putting doors together. I have 2 of the doors put together right here. Shaker 45 profile. There's a little gap right there between the panel and the 45 profile. That's what we want. Now, we're going to start putting our panel buddies inside of these doors. Leave them away from the edge so there's room for the cope. Now, put them in the cope right here. That size of stick. 2 for each is fine. Go. Take my front piece. I'll use my glue. I'm going to try to stay away from the front so that way the glue doesn't get on the inside panel. If possible, put the number facing forward. There we go. Give me some more glue. Right in there. That was the wrong side, Tyler. Come on, Tyler. Right in the crevice. Use ample amounts of glue, so that way everything holds together. The copes and the sticks are super tight, so that also helps obviously, but the glue is what's doing the heavy lifting here. There we go. Bring this over here. Move that back. Move that back. Slide this in here. Center that more up. Get everything pushed over. See how it does. It's tight everywhere. Seams are tight. Everything's tight. Good. Pin nail it. So that way everything stays together till the glue fully dries. Smear some putty. Cover up our pinholes. There we go. Ouch, that pin nail got me, wasn't fully set. It just got me big and bad. That hurt so bad. Okay, well, that was fun. Let's look at our front, wipe off all this glue here. So I wanted to try to keep it away from the front. So that way, it wouldn't get on the panel. Oh, that looks perfect right there. Okay. Another one done. That's how it'll look. Set it right there, let it dry up, and then I have a million more to do. Need to get this done so that way we can vertical belt sand from 13/16 thick to 3/4 of an inch thick, cut them down, double check the measurements, router them, palm sand them, bore them. Get ready to vertical belt sand from 13/16 to 3/4 of an inch. And then I'll begin cutting down on the saw stop. I have some of our doors cut down after they've been vertically belt sanded. And now Jacob's routering out the edge profile. That way it gives a flat part for the Alabaster product to kind of sit on, and there's no chipping or there's no sharp edges. So Jacob's double checked our measurements for those, routering, and then he's gonna start sanding out. Wow, my camera's dusty. He's gonna start sanding with the palm sander. Then he's gonna get these other two big matching drawer fronts double checked, routered, sanded, and then I'll start vertical belt sanding the doors, and then double checking, routering, sanding, and boring them all. We got the rest of the doors cut down, and now Carl's routering all the doors. Next thing I need to do is start sanding, double checking the measurements, and then see if I can get them bored tonight. All the vans loaded, Brandon and Jacob out of here, and we got all of these doors, Shaker 45, for our Alabaster Kitchen Remodel, sanded down. So now my next task is I'm started boring all of these doors out with our Bloom mini press machine. And I'm just double checking, make sure everything's sanded correctly. I'll unscrew those hinges, I'll bag them all up. I just have to keep following our sheet, which tells us which doors need board and how and where they need board. We're on to the next door here. Clamp it, look down at my notes, way down here. Nothing marked, so it's just a normal bore. 3.5 from the top, 3.5 from the bottom. Let the bit drill it out, and then press the hinge in here. There we go. You make sure we're on one of the side pieces. In this case, since there's no weird hinges, it doesn't matter. Like, it's all 3.5, so technically the door is reversible. But we want to make sure we're not on the top or the bottom. Then what I do, bring the doors over here, unscrew. That way, these can all get sprayed up. And when we go to the job site, we just take a look at our list, measure the door, and it tells us exactly which hinges to put in which doors. Super easy process. We don't have to try to hammer them in on site. So I'll take this. These doors are done fully. Double check the sanding. And now I have, I don't know, probably like 20 more doors to bore with the Bloom mini press. Do another here right now. I'm gonna double check the sanding on this one. I think I like it everywhere. A little bit right there I don't like. I'm gonna grab me a new piece of sandpaper here. Just clean it up a hair more. Check the front side. We're using 150 grit sandpaper when we sand, especially on stain doors. We could probably go to 220 on these painted doors and be just fine. Definitely could. But on the stain doors, we don't go above 150 because otherwise it'll mat the fibers down too much and it won't allow the stain to soak in to the fibers of the wood as evenly. So this door had a roller mark on it that I didn't really like. So I got it out last night when I was sanding. I just want to make double check. It wasn't terrible at all. I just want to double, triple, quadruple check before it gets sent over to the spray booth and then the oven that it's perfect. Okay, now it's ready. Load it on up here. On the correct side, and there was no odd hinging on this door. Lock and load. And that knot that you saw right there in that wood, I left it because I knew a hinge would cover it. So totally took that whole knot out. We don't have to worry. Ooh, I do want to press that in a little bit more though. There we go. It's remarkably better. Okay. Now we'll take this over here. Unscrew these. Once I get these doors completely done, I need to start working on the trim. And then I think I need to cut 1 or 2 panels for Brandon, who's installing. Once the trim sprayed and the panels are cut, I got to go down and install the crown molding. All of our doors, the Shaker 45 for this Alabaster Kitchen Remodel, are completed. They're bored, double checked, all accounted for. Next step is to start getting them into the spray booth in the oven and spraying them with Alabaster product. And the trim is also about to be put through the oven. I need to get that sprayed as well. This is the rest of the trim, but a lot of it's already in there. We need to get this trim done so I can go install it, and then we need to start coating the doors with the primer and our spray product that'll be tinted Alabaster. First bits of our trim are now completed. Has 3 coats of Alabaster spray on it. Here's our shoe molding, and here's our corner board. The next things I'm going to start spraying is our toe kick, that's right there, and our screen molding, and then I'll get that completed, and then I'll do the 3 fillers and the crown molding next, and then I'll go and install the crown molding. Pushing in the first set of the doors, Alabaster doors. That's just the primer. We're pushing in into the oven. The next set's going to start getting sprayed in the spray booth, and I'm going to start spraying the trim. Doors are now all fully primed. It's just a white primer. Pulling them out, we're going to let them cool, and then we'll putty anything that needs puttied, and we'll start spraying the actual Alabaster color. Our trim rack is now empty. We have 1 more load. And that's the crown, and then the 3 fillers. I'm going to load this boy up, get it into position here. Let's go shut these doors. Big ol' oven. Shoebox. Load the crown, the fillers up, while we're waiting for our toe kick and our screen molding that's right over there to cool off. I just put my, hopefully, final coat on the crown and the fillers. Once they're dry, pull them out, inspect them, and then I'm going to go and start installing the crown molding and see what else I can do over there. I need to measure for 4 doors and get the crown done over there. That's my game plan. So that way, tomorrow, we can kind of finish, hopefully, most of the trim, put in the 2 Lazy Susan units, and then Jacob has to tape off this area. It's kind of weird. It's not weird, but it's just a little different. They kept their pantry. We put a cabinet above it, put a fridge cabinet next to it. So he's got to spray that existing cabinet, make everything blend. So he's going to do that tomorrow. So I need to get the crown up, so that way, that's just done. So game plan, measure for 4 doors, put the crown up. Hopefully Brandon, I think he'll have all the cabinets in, and then Jacob will be done spraying today, the existing job. So tomorrow, we'll be able to spray at the Alabaster Kitchen Remodel, and then maybe finish the trim or something, and then finish the existing door job, drill the handles. So that way Friday, hopefully, just doors, drawer fronts, and drill handles at the Alabaster Kitchen Remodel, along with touching up. We'll see. That's kind of the game plan. Don't know, but we'll see. I'm gonna pull that crown out, fillers out here in about 5 minutes, and then I gotta clean this up, bugging me. And then I'm gonna get ready and go install the crown. Just want to say too, that's one of the main advantages of this oven. So I'm gonna pull the crown out in about 5 minutes. I'll let it cool and just naturally for about 10 minutes, and it can be packaged up and go. I mean, it could be shipped out via UPS or whatever, or we can just take it to the job site. But it takes about 14-ish minutes in the oven, let it cool for about 10 minutes, and then you can either sand it, respray it, or package it up. That's, the oven wasn't on board at the beginning. I was a little skeptical, but I love it. Best thing ever. We're here at the Alabaster Kitchen Remodel, where Brandon and Carl installed all of those cabinets. I'm starting the crown molding now up there. And this was kind of that pantry area. Those 2 doors and those 2 doors are the ones I measured because we put that cabinet up there. This is where Jacob's going to tape and spray, make everything Alabaster tomorrow. But we have the drawer boxes, full extension, soft close, pan divider cabinet. We're going to add a little filler right there. But everything's come together. I just need to keep grinding on this crown. It's a little bit challenging because it goes to the ceiling and the cabinets. You're dealing with 2 planes So I'm just gonna take it slow, do a really good job, putty caulk it all, and then that way Jacob can tape this whole area tomorrow.
This is Carl from Cabinet RX. I'm here in Urbandale, and we just finished up the install. So all new cabinets, lowers, uppers. We took and started Tuesday, and then we came in and took out the existing cabinets, and then we took off the countertop, and then we took and we unhooked the sink here and the plumbing, and then we started to install. So we started to install the cabinets. From there, we got everything installed on Wednesday, and then over here on this side, we actually left the pantry on this side, and we just built a cabinet above it. So you can see, because we didn't want to redo the whole pantry. It was good, it was what the customer wanted, the size and everything. And then we put a new cabinet up here. So some of this had to be sprayed on site. So then Thursday we came in and we taped this area off and we sprayed the frames here. And then Wednesday we put on the new crown molding, we got the side panels on. Jacob came in and sprayed Thursday, and then we finished up the front panel on the Peninsula, the toe kick and shoe on Thursday, and then today we came in and we put the doors on and put the handles on. I do have a helper here, so we love dogs, we love all animals, and sometimes they help us. Yep, you're doing a great job there. But all of the door boxes are dovetailed. They're all soft close. The doors, hidden hinges, they're all soft close. Put in a couple Lazy Susans, much bigger. So I made a video earlier this week. The old Lazy Susan here was only 14 inches. It had a really small turntable. Now it went to a 28-inch turntable. So if you need custom cabinets, or you need refacing or resurfacing done, what I should also tell you is, so the countertops are being measured on Monday. The customer's going with a marble, and then they'll be installed on Thursday. And then after that, once those are installed, then we'll be deciding on the backsplash and getting that installed. Plumber will hook up the sink and the faucet and everything on Friday. So if you need custom cabinets made, or you need refacing or resurfacing, call Cabinet RX at 515-250-6092, or you can book your own appointment at cabinetrx.com. Get a free estimate. We do offer financing. So see you on the next job.